Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Again, my name is Marty Drake. This is my wife, Rachel, and this is Sully, who has Down syndrome. We live in Livingston, Texas, where Rachel's employed by Camp Cholier. I'm a detective for the City of Livingston Police Department and been in law enforcement for 20 years. Wow. So I shouldn't be nervous. I've testified many times, but never in something this emotional. We're here asking that you reinstate the Medicaid cuts to pediatric therapies, which you approved last session. The cuts impacted ECI and several other organizations that provide therapy to children and young adults with disabilities. Over the past year, our therapy providers in Livingston have made temporary adjustments and are able to continue services to Sully and others. However, if we have been advised by one of our therapists that Medicaid cuts are not reinstated, they will not be able to remain open, and Sully will not be able to receive occupational therapy in Livingston. This will not only affect Sully and every other child who receives OT and POC in surrounding counties, as we are a rural area. It will be small rural areas that these funding cuts impact first and the most. Early childhood intervention and therapy will prepare Sully and others with disability to have a successful life. In 2002, I began volunteering as a coach for the Polk County Special Olympics basketball team, the Go-Getters. In 2003, I began hosting a regional tournament in Livingston, with the 2017 tournament just a few weeks away. Over the years, I've had athletes with Down syndrome, autism, intellectually challenged, and several other mental and health diagnoses. I've observed firsthand what a difference repeated training can accomplish. I've had athletes that could not hold a basketball, run, look at the rim. I urge the parents to continue to bring them to practice. Over time, in numerous practices, those same athletes are now running, bouncing the basketball, and looking on the rim, doing it all at the same time. I know that weekly therapies have helped Sully accomplish many milestones in her young life. I witnessed Sully roll over, sit up. In the last 2 weeks, she began to pull herself up on furniture. Though she does not talk, Sully communicates in her own way and is active with people around her. I know with continued therapy, Sully will be able to have a productive and successful life, which is what every parent wants for their child. In closing, I spoke to Livingston ISD education teacher Mary Smart, who has been a teacher for children with special needs for 42 years. Ms. Smart stated that she has seen a direct link between children who have received intensive individual therapy at an early age compared to children who did not. The progress they are able to make in all developmental areas is significant and impacts the future growth in academic, physical, and motor skills. Ms. Smart joins me in pleading with you not to deprive our most at-risk children receiving the care that they most desperately need. And I'd like to say one more thing. The squalling and the whining that makes people that turn around and smile at us, and some people were annoyed by it. Therapy is what did that. I'm telling you, when you have to listen to your child, when you have to wonder if your child is going to cry, if your child's going to eat, if your child's going to sit up. She spent 3 months on her back, never made a noise. When she started crying, Rachel wasn't there. I called Rachel crying.
No.
Guess who's crying? She said, "You again?" I said, "No." Sully is crying. She's making noises. But that's what therapy does. She pulls on my ears back there. People were laughing. She was pulling on my hair. If she didn't have occupational therapy, she couldn't do that. She's able to reach up and grab things with her fingers, which to a typical child is nothing. But the special needs child that needs that therapy and that training and that repetitive over and over and over again. So please, look at last session. Try and reinstate those cuts. Crow Therapy in Livingston, Texas is a therapy done, and I should even say their name. I don't know if I can.
Sure.
But that's the occupational organization that's going to have to shut down. He's made adjustments already. He's taking pay cuts. His employees taking pay cuts, trying to stay open. But they're a small organization that I don't know how many therapies, how many children they have. Several in the county and the surrounding counties. They're going to close down.
Mr. Drake, I've already violated so many of our commitments.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I know I'm supposed to stay on here.
I appreciate your passion. I appreciate the people out there that applaud it against the rules. They're not supposed to applaud it. That's okay.